Hey guys, welcome to the SimRacingPaddock. I'm William Marsh, and we are going to be driving the final update for Automobilista after about 4 or 5-ish years of supporting this title through multiple names and titles, like names of going from Game Stock Car to Game Stock Car 2013 to Game Stock Car Extreme to Automobilista. There has been a solid progression for this title, and now it is getting long in the tooth. So Reiza, they are going to be transitioning to a new title, basically codenamed Reiza 2017. I guess they missed that mark, but hopefully that will be bringing us more news in the near future. But for now, let's get to Automobilista. Screen going to go black for a second while I boot up the game. So just stay tuned. I actually need to run configuration real quick. And hey, LSV10, how's it going? Let's make sure everything is okay. I know it's black, but everything's okay. So 60 hertz. Boom, boom, boom. That should work well for us. And now we're about to boot up. And I'm doing okay, kind of getting over a cold still, so not 100%, I'm about maybe like 80%. Still got a bit of a cough, so I apologize in advance if I start coughing into stream. But I'm doing okay. Have some exciting news though. I am going to be getting my first 80/20 cockpit next week. So I know a lot of you guys have been asking me to take a look in 80/20 cockpit. So I am going to be getting the Usinkveld Engineering GT Sim Racing cockpit. I will be getting that next week, so that will be definitely fun to test out. No, John, I did hear some news about it though. There is some news. So FeelVR, they have said that they are going to be starting their PR testing tour. So they're going to be doing that in March. So they have this sign up thing where they're saying like, if you want to test it out, fill out the information. And thank you for that top left text fix. So let's fix that real quick. So they've already said they are pretty certain they want me to be one of the first people to test it, not just because I broke the news, but yeah, so that will be exciting. Let's hope it actually pans out. Let's hope it works well. I'm still a little skeptical. I'm not going to believe it until it's in my hands, and that's the way I feel, no pun intended. So let me just make sure everything is mapped. For this live stream, I am using the Thrustmaster TGT wheel and the T500 RS gear shift. So I'm just wanting to make sure everything is mapped properly. So I don't have the H shifter mapped. So no hands-on before Kickstarter, unfortunately. That's what it sounds like. I wish I could have gotten a hands-on before, but alas, sometimes life doesn't work that way. So let's make sure. That looks like it's all proper. Let's get the ignition and starters set up. One of the things I like about the Thrustmaster wheels is it has the L3 and R3 button on the base, which I like for putting those ignition and starter button. I like that touch. Random thought. So let's just try something. So a nice thing with the Thrustmaster TGT as well is you have knobs on it. So I might be able to set one to brake bias, I guess. So where is that? That might be further up, actually. Okay, so traction control. Let's try that. So that's ABS, my red knob. Traction control, I'll try green. Actually, yeah, that one and then that. Okay. Scalable turbo limiter. Is that like turbo boost mapping? So I know one of the things was that Reiza, they added simulation of turbo mapping, which is awesome because in the ISI Motor 2 based titles, you didn't have proper simulation of turbo mapping. Now it sounds like it does. Oh, here's brake bias. Okay. Okay. So I guess I set that wrong. There we go. So that works. Speed limiter, I'll map there. I know this is a little tedious, but trust me, guys, it'll be worth it. Let me just check something. So 70% force feedback. So this brake is which axis? Y. So if you're using potentiometer-based brakes like I am, I recommend turning down the brake sensitivity. That'll sort of dampen the curve for the brake and give it a little bit more of a simulation of, say, like a load cell. Not perfect, but it works. So I'm going to try out, it's this AJR, or the Metal Moro AJR. I think that's a newer car, so that's pretty awesome to see. Look at all these different engines, though. Chevy V8, Honda Turbo, Judd V10, and a PowerTech V8. Let's go with the V10 to start off. I mean, come on, guys. Why not go with the V10 prototype? And let's go with Laguna Seca. This was a third-party track I think I added in via mod, so I think that'll be exciting to try out. Let's give it a spin. Man, it feels good to be back in Automobilista. Still one of my favorite bang for the buck titles, and I think it is going to stay that way until maybe Reiza 2018 or whatever they call it is going to be. Lumos. Last time I played this game, it felt kind of strange. Don't know why, though. Huh. Force feedback can be a little tricky to dial in, I know. So it could be something like that. But, yeah. So also they have a new UI-ish here. So this is interesting because now this is overlaid over the replay. Click here to go to replay. Very similar, but different at the same time. Tovi, yes, they are working on a different title. So, random rant. I'm still not a fan of the size of this TGT wheel. It's about 11 inches, or roughly the size of the G29 wheel. For an $800 wheel, I wish it was a bigger one. Decent sound, though. Sounds nice. So, Tovi, early speculation is it's going to include virtual reality. It's going to be in a new DirectX 11 rendering engine. We're not sure if it's going to use, say, like R-Factor 2 physics. We don't know that yet, but at least it's going to have a DirectX 11 rendering engine, which means it should work better, perform better, allow for virtual reality, and all that nice stuff. And I think it's going to be a more dynamic physics engine with better simulation of aerodynamics, tire heating, wearing, flat spotting. Because realistically, Reiza or Reiza Studios, however you want to pronounce it, they have done incredible things with this game engine, but realistically, it's still a game engine with roots back in 2005. That's a 12-year-old engine. So you can polish it so much, but realistically, there's a point where you can only do so much. Nice sounding car, though. It's not a screaming V10, but it's a nice sounding V10. We don't know anything regarding cars and tracks. We know that they're going to try adding more cars and tracks, but we don't really know what that is going to entail. So I don't have any information about that. I might try to talk to Renato, the founder of the studio, see if he has any information he would like to divulge, but that's also a bit of a long stretch. Whoa. We just blew the engine. Wow. Did you hear that? That was a violent explosion. Whoa. Okay, we gotta fast forward to that point, because that sounded brutal. I've never heard an engine blow like that in a sim. I mean, that sounded more brutal than iRacing. Whew. Wow. So yeah, I downshifted way too hard and I got punished. What do I think about iRacing adding AI? If they don't add it into official series to like boost car counts, I could see it going pretty well. But I think that could be a solid asset to iRacing. Add more content, add more, or add that dimension for single player. Oh, that was an explosion, guys. But yeah, I think it's a good thing for iRacing. They need to do it carefully, though. Because if they really, if they botch it, that could ruin the ecosystem of iRacing. But I find unlikely they would merge them into, like, official races. They might have option to add them into hosted races. But for official races, to have someone's race ruined by a like AI car, that would be iffy. Or maybe they might be working on a driving school. So if they worked on a driving school with AI teaching you how to drive in those situations, that could be a valuable tool too. I'm just spitballing, speculating there. So I want to try something. So brake bias, there we go. So that would move the brakes to the front. I don't think there's any turbo boost mapping. I might try the Honda Turbo version after this to see how it compares. So yeah, you have to be very careful on your downshifts, I guess, in this game now. I used to be able to over rev, I think. Hey, Ethan, how's it going? Yeah, I'm not feeling 100% either, but I'm fighting through it for you guys. You missed me just, like, blowing up an engine earlier. And, oh, that sounded like a gunshot in my ears. In the best possible way, I should say. So yeah, as mentioned, this is the final update for Automobilista. Adds a little bit of new content, optimizes, and yeah, this is I think this was one of the newer cars in the update. And this is a fun prototype car. It's the Metal Moro. It has like 5 different engine configurations. I'm driving the Judd V10 version, which you can hear. It's a good V10 sound. It's not the screaming V10 that's in F1, but, or was in F1, I should say, but it still sounds pretty darn great. So this is where I blew my engine last. Gotta be conservative here. Really enjoy the feel of this car. It's a neutral handling car. And it's not too powerful, but it's not underpowered, so... Okay, that's cool. There's the new Delta on the bottom left, showing a comparison for your best lap, I guess. So similar to what iRacing has, but this looks pretty nice and clean, the new UI. Let's keep going. Close lap time. Little tight there. There we go. Well, yeah, this is a fun car. Now we're a couple tenths off. Whoops. Oh, my gun close to over-revving there. We handled the corkscrew so much better there. And you can see that reflect on the Delta. Kind of cut there. On the throttle. About a tenth off. One more lap with this car. So much fun. Force feedback's communicating well through this. Yeah, Fred, I'm excited too. One downside though is it doesn't come with a seat, but I'm kind of having some issues with the Track Racer cockpit, but their fiberglass seat that comes with the Track Racer is almost the perfect size to run with the Husingfeld. So while I sort out some things with Track Racer, I am going to use the seat in the Husingfeld. So actually, I know I have that fundraiser for the seat. What I think I might do instead is raise those funds towards an open sim wheel, possibly. So I'm actually going to change that counter. I'll do that after the stream, I guess. But yeah, so that raising money is not going to go towards a seat now. It is actually going to go towards an open sim wheel. 7 tenths up, okay. I'll take that. So I don't blow the engine now. Caution. Even though I over-revved. But okay, we got a 117 with a V10. Let's see what the Turbo V6 does. Okay, let's just listen to the sound though. Yeah. That's what I'm talking about. Congratulations, Ethan. That sounds pretty awesome. Yeah, that's a nice sounding car, guys. That is a nice sounding car. So let's try the Turbo V6 now. I want to try same car, or different car, same track, and see how that sounds. So Honda Turbo. I'm guessing that's a V6? It's not really showing, though. Let's see. I think that's the best livery. So same settings. Yeah, Daniel, I already signed up for that, but also I've been in talk with, it's Dennis, I think his name is, and he's been open about saying he wants me to be one of the first people to test it. So I'm looking forward to getting my hands on it, seeing if it's real. Okay, so this is actually, sounds like a 4-cylinder, but we know 4 cylinders with turbo can actually be pretty quick. I'm guessing this won't be as quick as the V10 though. That's my knee-jerk guess. We'll find out though.
Pit exit looks good.
This thing has some decent torque. That turbo does help. That blow-off valve. Woo!
Race control was warned us for cutting the track.
Whatever. This is the warm-up lap. This is quicker than I expected. Little lock up there. Nothing beats that V10. That was incredible sounding. I will state that. It'll be interesting to see how close or how far this is, because think about it. The V10 is louder, it's faster, but it's heavier. A turbo 4-cylinder is going to be significantly lighter, but maybe less powerful. Didn't use the full track there. Give up a little bit of time that first corner. This seems to rev a little higher too. I think I can carry a little more speed in the corner with this car. It's nice that this is simulated, where the lighter car is quicker in the corners. The heavier car with more power is heavier, but faster on the straights, I think. Thank you to whoever subscribed. My chat's blocking. Alu, thank you for subscribing. $19, $20. So it's about 3 seconds off of V10. Oh, V10 was hitting 10,000? Okay. Didn't sound that high, but... This is a fast car, though. It feels so much fun. And for a 4-cylinder turbo to only be 3 seconds off of V10, that's pretty remarkable, I think. We'll make that 1.3 seconds off. Granted, I'm not the fastest driver, but you can see I'm driving similar skills. And then as the tires get more heat, cool. Hey, how's it going, man? Oh, a little wide. Wow. Hold on. I just beat the V10 prototypes car with a 4-cylinder turbo. Wow. So I guess in the right hands, this car can be bad fast. But I mean, I'm guessing I left some on the table with the V10. But these could be actually pretty close, pretty even on BOP. Zigma, I enjoy this a lot. I say it's worth installing. It's one of the best bang for the buck sims. So much content available. There's prototypes, there's open wheel from almost any era of F1 you can imagine. Oh wow, Whippy, thank you for that $5. Thank you very much. But yeah, so this is a great title. There's open wheel, there's rallycross, there's cross karts, there's off-road trucks, there's the Brazilian stock cars which started this series. There's almost anything you can imagine. And then also there's the modding community. There's Kart Factor, which is one of my favorite mods of all time. Or actually it's called Kart Factor Extreme in here. Alright, Lumos, you have a good night, man. Thanks for watching. But, oh man, I'm kind of shocked at how fast this was. Oh,
Yellow flag.
that was a blast. Awesome low speed prototype that actually runs pretty well. I enjoyed that. Now let's do something kind of insane. Porsche LMP1 has 4-cylinder as well. Yeah, it's a 4-cylinder, I think with a hybrid powertrain. That was just naturally aspirated. So, is there a cheap large wheel with no buttons with the Thrustmaster TX adapter? So, I would say your best solution is if you go to DerekSpearDesigns.com, he makes 3D printed adapters to use with the Thrustmaster ecosystem. And he has a... Actually, hold on one second. I'll be right back. Give me like 5-10 seconds. Okay, that was closer to about 15 seconds, but this is what I have. So if you look here, that is a 3D printed adapter from Derek Spear Designs. I bought this back in around 2013, and it works well. It's a great 3D printed accessory, and it is, I want to say it's like $20-ish. And then I bought this cheapo rim off of Amazon. And it's cheap. It's not the best by far. But it gets the job done. So that's a cheap option to get a wheel with no buttons on the Thrustmaster TMX. Okay, so I'll try the Formula trucks because I haven't really tried those. So let's take a look. And let's find a new track. Let's try this out. Alright, we'll do Kansai, which is also Suzuka. Hey Whippies, thanks for the shout out. As mentioned earlier in the stream, I am not raising money for the seat anymore. I found out with the cockpit I'm getting that I have, it's the Track Racer RS6 seat. And that actually will fit just about perfectly on the Husingfeld engineering cockpit. And instead, I would like to raise some money towards an open sim wheel. Because a lot of you guys have been asking me to take a look at an OSW. I do as well. I want to look at it. So let's try to figure that out, guys. It should be fun. Thank you, Sudzir Wani. Thank you for subscribing. So, Logan, the adapter is the Derek Spear Designs. Hold on a second. What's going on there? Wait, is there no first gear with this? Okay, someone's glitching out. Hold on a sec. Sorry about this, guys. I know someone's glitching out on the display. What the heck? Let's try going. I'm keeping an eye out on display. Why is that flashing? Okay, first is disabled. Okay. Rikmatek, I think they do. Are you talking about the same kind of wheel or same kind of adapter? Whoa! Spin out.
Yellow flag.
Yeah, 21.2 gigabytes isn't that big for a racing sim. So that is so weird. Why is that flashing? I had a similar glitch with the original R Factor when I was getting footage for one of my latest videos. So I'm just going to try rebooting the game real quick. Sorry about that. Same wheel adapter. They might. I mean, it's common to try to get an adapter for a T500, T300, TX, etc. Okay, so let's try that again. Let's try the truck out. What the truck are we doing? So, here's an interesting topic for discussion. Or wait, so GOS. What's the best one you recommend for a T300? Whichever one. I mean, I've only tested the Derek Spear Designs adapter. I like it. It works. Okay, guys, I'm sorry about that flickering. Don't really know what I can do about that. Were you getting that flickering when I was driving the other car?
Clear.
Wow. Okay. That's interesting. You have to be really careful with the RPMs in this car, I guess. Or truck. Because when that turbo blows off, it's just insane. Big rigs. Yeah, sorry guys, I don't know what's causing that flickering. Drifting a big rig. Wow. Really loud blow-off valve. That it does. Sigma, unfortunately, there is no native VR in this title. I have heard of a couple third-party plugins that might be able to add some VR. One was called Vorp X or something like that, but there is no default virtual reality support, unfortunately. Wish there was, but there isn't. So weird drifting this truck. Drift the corner! Nope, now it's assigned to understeer a bit. Yeah, VR is a lot of fun. Definitely
Cut the track.
insane immersion factor. It's still early tech though. I'm sorry, J-Dub. I'm sorry, man. I don't know what's causing it. Maybe I'll try a different car.
Cutting the track. Caution.
Wrecked. Let's try a different car. See if it's something like that. Let's go extreme. So this is one of the mods I told you about, Kart Factor Extreme or Kart Extreme. Let's take it around Red Bull Ring. That should be fun. The blinks are a Reiza Studios screen with a leaderboard type tower. Yeah. It's so weird though because I don't know what's causing it. Because now, hold on, I'm trying to look at the screen. I'm not seeing any blinks. I'm not seeing any. Let's hope I'm not jinxing it. But, oh, this car is so much fun to drive. Yeah, no blinks now. So we'll enjoy this car for a little bit. Reiza Studios is the developer for Automobilista. But I'm not sure why it's like jumping back and forth between those. But I freaking love the sound of these cars. If I remember correctly, there's a boost map. No. Let's move the brakes a little to the front. Whoa! Holy torque, Batman! Fitting shirt, relevant shirt. Radix, it's tough, but I'd say Automobilista is great, but it is a little dated. Assetto Corsa has a really wide modding community. It has a lot of content available on offer. And in my opinion, it has more cars and tracks that resonate with me. The laser scan tracks, incredibly accurate. So I would say Assetto Corsa first, and then Automobilista. Get both. I do think, though, that Automobilista has a slightly more advanced physics engine in some ways. The flat spotting, I think, is better simulated in Automobilista. I'm not sure about dynamic track, though, because I think both Automobilista and Assetto Corsa use sort of a scripted track rubbering in algorithm. Force feedback might be a hair better with Automobilista. But one issue that I sort of found prevalent in ISI Motor 2 titles is that sometimes you don't have a decent feel of the rear end of the car. R Factor 2 has largely alleviated that problem. And this, it does what it can, but it still feels a little wonky in the rear of the car, in my opinion. One of the things also I like about Automobilista is it has better racing rules implemented. There are actual, like, yellow local cautions. There are different... I think you can set it to have multiple races. You can set it to have heat-style qualifying. So there's all of that available. Which Assetto Corsa doesn't really have, unfortunately. iRacing Sprint Car stream. Yeah, I could do that a little later, I think. I'm not the best with sprint cars. I will state that. I kind of suck with them. But they can be fun. I kind of want to do a stock car racing stream in the future because growing up, I was a huge NASCAR fan. And then kind of lost interest when some of my favorite drivers started retiring. And I just felt it started becoming more soap opera-y. Or more professional wrestling-like. More drama than racing. But all in all, I still am a big fan of NASCAR and oval racing in general. It is a different skill set and mentality than road racing. In my mindset, road racing is you're more racing the track. You have to nail your marks every lap to be really fast. Oval racing, you have a little more of a margin for error, and that can mean you are focusing more on driving against racers. Hey, even NASCAR can't beat the drama of F1. Leave me alone, I know what I'm doing. The Real Housewives of F1. That would be an interesting show. Whoa!
You cut the track.
That was an interesting lockup right there. Had the graphics lock up for about a second. Let's get one good lap in. F1 can't beat the crashes. NASCAR crashes are insane. F1 crashes can be pretty nasty too. All the debris flying and everything. Okay, my goal not to spin at this top corner. Just be very gentle. Almost spun there. As mentioned, I think there's some wonky stuff with low-speed corners in some of the older ISI-based cars. Who do I think would be the first platform? I'd hope R-Factor 2, but realistically, I would wager to say maybe United Racing Design are going to make an update to their Indy car for Assetto Corsa. And that will include 2018 body kit or something. I don't know for certain. How many cars does Automobilista have? I think, let me think. Like 30 or so. I don't know off the top of my head. But at least 30, I think. And that's not including mods. Let's take a look, though. So let's exit to monitor and go back to main menu. So let's see. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 16, 24, 25, 26, 27, 28, 29, 30, 31, 32. 32 series, I should say. And then each series will have multiple cars. So 32 series and more cars. So, yeah. Stadium Super Trucks. Let's give that a try. So those are under Dirt series, I believe. So Dirt Series, they have... oh, wait, no, that's not. That's Rallycross and Formula Dirt. Where is it? Oh, here it is. Super Trucks. And this, you'll see it does limit to certain tracks. Let's go Montreal Super Truck. That should be fun. We might die, guys. We might die. But we're going to have fun dying. So I'm just going to use stick shift for this. Wait. Only 3 gears in the truck. Okay. Interesting. I'm going to turn off auto clutch, though, because I realized I had auto clutch turned on. Let's actually try. The suspension modeling on this is awesome. You can really feel what the truck is doing. You have to be careful. No pit speed limiter, so you have to be careful. Not speed. Let's see how this goes.
All clear. Go.
Punch it! Power! Yep, that's slideways, alright. I haven't really driven these trucks much, so let's see how this goes. When you completely punch it, you can't even see the track. That's intense. Bouncing it, weight transfer. Yeah, you really feel the way it bounces. You can't throw it too hard. It'll be interesting to see the replay after we get a lap or two in. Yeah, I remember how to kind of handle the jumps. You have to be very careful, or else you're gonna die. And I completely missed that corner.
Yellow flag.
Well, we're having fun, guys, right? Brake. The brakes, they do nothing.
Watch out, yellow flag.
It is a challenge in itself to try to balance the way the car works. So jump coming up. Balance the car. There we go. That was a decent jump. We're kicking it into high gear. Imagine if there was a jump right here. That would just be brutal. Then after this kink, it's the jump right here. Oh! Ay, those guys are nuts. Especially, like, see some of those wrecks where they might just dig into the dirt and just start cartwheeling or something. Those guys are fearless. But yeah, I can't even see any part of the track right there. That's just crazy. This would be fun to set up an online race for. Unfortunately, the online community isn't too present in AMS. I wish they ran these at Sonoma. It would be so much fun. So that's what happens if you don't brake, and boom!
Watch out, yellow flag.
Do we have invulnerability on? Hold on. Okay, invulnerability was off. Yeah, you can tell invulnerability's off from that. Hold on a second, let me check something. Oh, front right is flat. That's why we struggled right there. So we blew the right front from that impact either with the wall or with whatever. Yeah, oh. Blown left front. We're gonna punch it over this jump. I'm about to die and I salute you. Ho 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 ho! That went better than expected. Okay, we're going all out now, guys. Let's cut the chicane.
You exceeded the track limit. This lap is invalid.
Woo-hoo-hoo-hoo! Oh!
The caution flag is out.
Ouch. That skid, though. Jeez. Look how far we slid. Dang. And the damage. That's a caved-in roof. So let's see what happened. So brake lockup. We jump here. We're flying through the air. Add some big air, man. Screenshot. That hard landing, the truck just sucks it up, though, in a great way. Ran wide, and I'm like, yep, that one better than expected. And then, yeah, Midnight Mix, this is the 1.5 update, aka the final update for AMS. They are going to be transferring development over to their next title. And then this. You can see the weight is shifted to the right side. Most of it's... So when you hit this, it rebounds. And we're just flying. And we're like, this is when we knew we effed up. And boom! Impact. And then we just slide. And slide and slide. And almost cross the line. Let's see that again. So, whoop. Boom. And it's like the start-finish line's right there. That would have been awesome if I just completed the lap like that. Pulling Elliott Sadler. But yeah, so that car is beat up. That was fun, though. Suzuka with the SST, though. Why not? We'll do another track. So Kansai Super Truck. So something totally coincidental I didn't realize is this is 53. 53 is my favorite number. Don't ask me why. I don't really know for certain. It's just stuck with me over my entire childhood and young adult life. Excuse me. Oh, so this is actually semi-auto, so we'll use paddles, I guess. It is more fun using the H pattern, though. Oh, we're doing time trial. Whoops. Whoa! No! It's flickering again! Sorry guys, I guess it might be an issue with this track. That might be my guess. I'm guessing it's an issue with this specific circuit. Spin out.
Yellow flag.
Let's try something real quick. Aw, I can't really do a wheelie with this truck. That would have been fun. But yeah, we were having this weird flickering glitch when we were testing out a different car and track, or a different car at Suzuka or Kansai. So I guess this is a weird track for recording or something. Ow. Okay, big air. Whoop. Ow. Nosedive. Whee!
Caution.
Murder the board. Let's try to get one clean lap around here. Monster Jam mod. So if you guys have the original R Factor, there is a monster truck mod around. It was like called Monster Madness or something like that. It was made by a guy named Nathan Ritchie. And it was an interesting mod because R Factor engine doesn't really simulate jumps too well. But that was still fun. Heck, I still enjoy Monster Truck Madness from my childhood. Okay. Let's see how this goes. Woohoo! That was a nice jump. I wanted to see what would happen with that. There we go. Not a bad jump. Sounds like this one I wish I was using a larger diameter steering wheel. But I want to test out the TGT rim a little more before I put out my review of it. Because I was using it a lot with Sparco rims. But the TGT is the one this ships with. Whoa! Three-wheeling. Okay, after this, I'm going to try something interesting. A crazy combo. That's a nice jump. And decent lap. Sorry about the flickering, guys. Sorry about that. I don't know what's causing the flickering. But yeah, let's watch a quick lap around. So much fun with this, though. $500 for a TGT. That is a good deal. Dang, man. For $500, I easily recommend it. I'll say that. For $500, yes. $800, no. But that's nice. You feather it, and that's one good way to handle the jumps. But you can just see the way the weight shifts throughout the truck. feels really, really good. And authentic, I'm assuming. I've never driven a trophy truck before, but yeah, you can see, oh, it's leaning up. Pulling up the wheel. Whee! And then big air. Okay. Well, we gotta try something crazy now. I have no clue if this is gonna work though. So we'll go to all cars and tracks. Yeah, I could see how that works, Minimitsu. Especially with learning how everything works. So we're gonna go with the Super V8. And let's pull out the truck track. This is kind of crazy. Cheap wheel add-ons for Thrustmaster. You can usually find some of the rims like the GTE rim for like $100, which is a good one. That's like one of the better ones that you can get for one with buttons. So this is going to be a crazy combo, guys. I don't know how well this is going to work. V8 supercar on a super truck track. We might wreck it.
Pit exit looks good.
So we missed the jump that first time around. I love this V8 supercar in this game. I know the Opalas can. I want to try something that's not supposed to. Whoops. Little wide, and here's a jump. Whoops. Jump number 2. Oh, buddy. We literally just crossed the start-finish line. Oh, that's brutal. Oh, there goes the hood. Whoops, accidentally hit a wrong button. So let's try that again. Accidentally turn on steering help. Did not mean to. My goal. Land one jump. That's my goal. We might have to go slower though.
All clear. Go, go, go.
Whoops.
Caution flag is out.
Not off to a good start there.
Call
F1 car. Okay, I'm going to try something. This is a front-engine car, so that means it's inherently going to want to bank down. If we keep the throttle in... Nope, that didn't work. That... Oh! That definitely did not work. And you can hear that. We on fire. Whoops. Ouch. So let's see what happened there. Mulligan. Oh my gosh. Yep, I'm flying through the air. This is not good. Boom. Okay. That didn't exactly work, so let's try something a little crazier. The Formula V12. Oh wait, shoot. We have to be in the all cars and tracks. Guys, you might be thinking I'm crazy, but we're just testing out the stuff you've always wanted to try but aren't too embarrassed to. So, Formula V12. This is going to be nasty. But we got to try some interesting things. We got to lower the wing. Or at least the front wing. So, let's see. Where is the wing? Right here. So. I'm going to try something crazy first. I want to see if we can get this puppy to fly. So no downforce whatsoever. This is going to kill us. It'll be worth it though.
Pit exit is clear.
Oh, that power though. I'm actually going to skip this jump right here. I'm going to skip it. And now we're going to punch it. I want to see if we can get lift off. Ho ho! That was close.
Watch out, yellow
Minimitsu, I really enjoy the sound of V12s myself. It does come down to a bit of personal preference. So we got close there. So I wonder if we are more conservative here. Okay, I'll take that. We are taking jumps with a Formula 1 car. I think we figured out how to fix F1, guys. I think we figured out how to fix F1. Just add a few jumps. Oh, buddy. That was amazing. Okay, we gotta watch that. Oh, that was the first jump. So, I'm just... So that's us trying to punch it and it just directs us bad. Did I see the new P1 car from Ginetta? No, I have not. I'll have to take a look at that. So that's us taking a normal jump. Or trying to take it realistically. Not bad. So let's see what happens if I change the wing to default next. Because you're asking how it changes if I play with the aero balance. We'll find out. That's pretty cool, though. You gotta admit, guys. That's pretty cool. And that rear wing just wants to bring you down. That's a big wing. So let's see about default. There we go. Hey, DJ Phil. How's it going, man?
All clear. Go, go, go.
We're experimenting, seeing how changing the arrow affects the way you jump. Well, that's not good.
Yellow flag.
We gotta start over. Dang it. Sorry, guys. Locked up the tires. And in your workday? Fair enough. I need to finish my review on this TGT soon. I want to get the review out maybe by Tuesday. Maybe Monday if I really gain like a second win today. Because I have it scripted out. I need to do the voiceover and video editing and everything. But I have like my script put together. So let's see if this is any different. Way different. Way different. Any review spoilers? 1 minute. Wow, this is way different handling. You can just see the way it's handling different. Yeah, $800 way too expensive for this wheel in my opinion. It is frustrating that this is an $800 wheel that only realizes its full potential with one title. That's, I think, the most frustrating part for me. That basically that this tactile transducer on the back only works with Gran Turismo Sport. So it's like, okay, you're spending $800 for a flagship wheel, but you're not getting flagship performance unless you're only driving one game. Yeah. Oh, that was an interesting bounce.
Caution.
Yeah, the rim is just too tiny. It's good for this F1 car. But for, say, like NASCAR, no way. I've been honestly driving this wheel more with the Sparko rims I've had. And I'll be blunt, I'd say your money might be better spent, or I mean, if you're not wanting to go with the Fanatic, there's that new TSPC Racer. And if you're not really wanting console stuff, that new TSPC Racer is the first wheel from Thrustmaster that has a shift light indicator. Yeah, Miramitsu, it's tough though because I'm still seeing on Amazon for $7.99. Or at least as of yesterday. And also the downside with the TSPC is there's no pedals, so you would have to get a different set. That's sort of the trade-off, which is somewhat irritating, but that means you could get like Fanatic pedals and mix and match. Whoa!
Yellow flag.
This is just so crazy, it's fun. Oh. Ferrari bundle, I have seen no indication that it includes pedals. I'll have to look again at the press release I got, but I don't think. Huh, Antoine! Do you even drift, bro? I'm still debating making a shirt for that. So, speaking of shirts, guys,
Yellow flag.
I am in talks with one of my friends who designs apparel. And it sounds like I might be making some sim racing lifestyle apparel in the near future. So, stay tuned for that. Punch it! This is so nuts, it's fun. Oh!
Caution.
Ow. That was fun though, guys. That was fun. Goofy, but fun. I haven't even driven the Beetle yet. There's just so many great cars. So let's try the Beetle out because I haven't done them. Excuse me. Carolina Motorsports Park. That must be new. Thank you, Linda, Randy, Greenhigh. Thank you for subscribing. So let's give this a try. So not the Copa Classic. Which one is it? The Fusco? Yeah, the Fusca. Let's go with that. Is that only Race Room had a default profile for the wheel and it really takes a while to set up otherwise. Oh, it's from the track pack. Okay. I'm mixing up track pack content and others, so sorry about that. So let's give this a try. Should be interesting. Hello, Osriel. How are you today? Whoa. Almost hit some spectators. My bad. Nice sound. So let's see. 4 gears. Speed limit here is 60.
Pit exit looks good.
Oh. Oh. Dang, this is a tricky car. I'm doing well. Excited for what's coming up next week. I've been telling some of you guys, but I am getting the Husingveld Engineering Racing Cockpit next week to review. Authentic retro crappy steering. True that, true that. Oh, I grinded the gears and spun. Dang, this is a beast. In a weird way. Yeah, I had a friend who had an orange Volkswagen Beetle. And he said, yeah, that was a weird car to drive. Yeah, Orzel. Sorry, I said Osriel first. Sorry about that. Yeah, I am excited. And full disclosure, guys, I am not getting the cockpit for free. But they did sell it to me for a reduced rate. So I'm just being upfront with you and honest because I believe in transparency. So I did get it for a reduced rate. And I'm not letting that influence my review. I am going to review it as if it is a $1,400 cockpit because that's what it is. That's my responsibility to you. That's my responsibility to review it as it is intended to be sold. Whoa! I'm so not used to this. It's a Porsche 911 for poor people. It's the people's car! I've never driven this track before. You can really see its tail happy. I could imagine this being a lot of fun once you learn to drive. But man, this is definitely when you want a larger steering wheel. So, yeah. This is when you struggle with a smaller wheel because with a larger steering wheel, you do get kind of more margin for error. Woo! Minimitsu, yes, I did try the Formula truck, and oh my gosh, it's freaking brutal. So let's do an AI race now. Reptilian Overlord. That is an epic name. So I want to try something a little dangerous. I want to live life a bit on the dangerous side. We're going to go with the Super V8 cars. Yeah, I saw Jimmy doing 8 hours of Suzuka, and oh, I want to do that sometime. I want to get into like the R Factor endurance events. Do I have Bathurst? Yes, I do. Mount Panorama. Max detail. Let's try that out. Let's go with 15 vehicles. That should be fine. Thank you, Toby O'Brien, for subscribing. Thank you very much. So, yeah, this should be fine. And let me just set it to random. Start. Yep, that's random. 7 laps around Bathurst. That should be an interesting race, guys. Careful with off throttle. Yeah, definitely. Especially in the downhill portion. The downhill portion is so freaking scary at Bathurst. Yep, Ethan, I'm happy. Oh, wow, Fred L. Thank you. Thank you, Fred L, for that. Thank you very much. Sleep well from the Netherlands. Thank you. And hopefully you sleep well, too. Oh, wow. That's an awkward place to start the race.
The caution flag is out.
Whoa. That race didn't last long. Okay.
That's the green flag. Go, go, go.
Okay, we'll start from the back, I guess. No, it's flickering again! There's a reason why I never recommend fast rolling starts. Sorry about the flicker, guys. Note that I am not getting any flicker on this side, at least. Subliminal messages. Whoop. 'Tis but a scratch. I want to try this in VR so bad. This would have been so much fun in VR. Maybe I'll do a video about trying it in iRacing or something. Huh, that's interesting, Minimitsu. I think I have the AI set a little too high. But at least it seems like the AI is pretty good here. I know I'm a little slow. I need to improve my driving skills. But also I've noticed that ISI motor titles, the AI tends to be almost like ungodly fast in some situations.
The caution flag is out.
But I don't want to put you too much through that flickering. That seems like a pain for you guys. So let's try someone else. So we will go with... What should we go with? Let's go go-karts. That should be an interesting way to get an interesting race in. Oh yeah, it's set at 105% by default. No wonder. So I've actually never driven these kart. So let's go Interlagos kart. And we'll do rental kart. Slow speed, bumpers around. I usually do about 92, 93%. That usually keeps me in the midst of things. Hey, Vincent, how's it going, man? Yeah, I'm guessing they will still maybe do minor patches, but no new content. They're going to set the focus of their development to their new Untitled game. So let's get a little practice in, I guess. No pit speed limiter. I love the feel of these karts. Love them. They are so much fun. They're slow, but fun. Really reminds me of like go-karts at a Scandia or an amusement park. And you can feel these are old tires. Imagine them like worn out after years of use and abuse. You can hear them screaming for the sweet release of death. But death will not come! I'm sorry, I just got really into that right there. It might be a little bit of the cold medication kicking in. Well, I think I have a decent idea on how this track is, so let's go to monitor. Should allow me... Oh, wait, we're in test day. I could have sworn we were in race. Hold on. So let's go to single race. 15 cars. We'll do 10 laps. 92% strength. That should work. Really wish could afford to go karting, but work eats up too much time. Usually at in different towns, there are indoor karting facilities, so you could give that a go. But yeah, I definitely know. Hold on a second. So guys, interesting news update. So, I know a lot of you guys have been asking about FeelVR. That's the $300 direct drive wheel. I just got a new email update from them. And let's just read what it says real quick. Beta testers wanted. As we said earlier, we are getting ready for the roadshow in Europe and the US before our launch. We expect to hit the road in March, and we plan to do one-day direct drive wheel and pedal tests in large cities. In order to understand which cities we should visit, we ask all those interested in participating to fill out this short Google form. And it's an application for beta testing. And please share this news with all your friends. This is important because our decision to go or not to go to a certain city will be based on statistics and the number of applicants. So spread the word and be ready to put the pedal to the metal. And yeah, so that's an interesting update. So they are planning in March to, I guess, put an event together.
Green, green, green.
Okay, let's get going. We left a little bit there. So we're starting in 9th. Oh, these tires are so worn. Oh, wow. That
Caution flag is out.
that is a supercart.
Clear. Car
That
right.
is a single speed cart. We set up the race wrong. Or I set up the race wrong. So yeah, okay. Let's repair that. My bad, my bad. Third time's the charm, guys. So we are doing the rental cart. So pull all of those out. We are just using the GX390 rental. We're not doing multi-class with go-karts, except that would be an interesting endurance event. I mean, there are events like that. AMS has the best go-karts by far. In all the other sims, they just feel weird. Yeah, and also Kart Racing Pro has some really good kart physics too. So let's... Okay, take 2, guys! Actually, no, take 3.
Green flag.
So these carts have bumpers, so I intend to use them. We're at 92% strength. We'll catch these guys. Yes, Kevin, they are planning on making another game. It is going to be a DirectX 11 title. So they're planning on having VR and... No! No! We're in trouble here. We got stuck. Let's try that again. Hey, Mad Hacks, how's it going, man? But yeah, Kevin, what I was saying is they're planning on doing a DirectX 11 title, and that's going to include VR support and other features. They say they are going to add more cars and tracks too, so that's nice. It's not sure if they're going to use their own physics engine, or are they going to, say, use R-Factor 2's engine, but it is at least DirectX 11, and wow, these guys are using their bumper. Oh, he's wide.
Right side, 3 wide, you're on the left. Clear.
Making a move.
To your left. Keep right. Left side. Keep
Happy
right.
birthday! Early birthday, Vincent.
Hold your line. Clear.
Wow, I just got muscled out of the way. You have to really keep the torque up in these puppies. I would love to drive this with a direct drive wheel. Because just thinking, direct drive, you would be able to properly simulate that strength of the steering rack on a go-kart. It depends on what you mean. Oh, I just hit the wall. Pile up! Big pile up. So I'll just ask, what are the specs on your crap PC? Hey, TM Gaming, how's it going? Okay, my suspension got beat up a bit. I guess 92 might be still too high. That's awesome to hear, Sunjai. So let's try. Third time's the charm. I'll go to 85. Actually, let's go to 82. I think the scaling for AI difficulty is slightly different. Awesome to hear, Vincent. That is a fun rim. One of the nice touches with that is because it is a rocker style shifter, you can shift up and down with one hand. So you can just push out. So yeah, R9290X minimum for VR, that sounds about right. So it's a little sketchy though. My recommendation is have a GTX 960 minimum. 970 is adequate performance. Good performance is like a 1060, 1070. I use a 1080 in my main system.
Green flag.
Making my move. But you can just hear how that kart engine bogs down. This does a good job simulating an animal engine torque curve.
Right side.
Oh! I just get punterinoed. Did I enjoy my first wheel? So my first sim wheel was a Mad Catz MC2 that was compatible with PS2, Xbox, the original one, and the GameCube. And I enjoyed that a lot, even though it wasn't a force feedback wheel. It was very chintzy, but still, that was the closest I'd gotten to anything sim racing wise. So yes, I enjoyed it partly because I didn't know any better. And then I upgraded... okay, I'll just tell you the brief story. So, growing up as a kid, I always enjoyed racing. I grew up as a NASCAR fan. Whoa, I just hit the brakes way too hard. So, hold on. I'm totally stuck. So let's just do some random driving. So, sorry about that. The karting did not go as intended. So, let's find a nice, simple car or cart to drive. Super kart. Let's go with that. And let's go Brands Hatch. That should be fun. So just test drive. So I'll just... I'm planning on doing a video talking about how I got into sim racing. So that will be coming very soon. Kind of getting that put together. But growing up, I was always a racing fan. Even as a baby, my parents got me to stop crying by having me watch Speed Racer. So I always grew up interested in racing. And then I got into racing computer games. So when I was about 6 years old, 1999, I got NASCAR Racing 1999 season. But I was 6 years old, didn't know what the heck I was doing, and I ended up getting rid of it when I was like 8. Or giving it to a friend, I think. And then, when I was about 10 or 11, I got Gran Turismo 3 for the PlayStation 2. And that was sort of my awakening into sim racing. And it gave me flashbacks to this old NASCAR game I used to play. And I was like, ooh, I'm having fun. And then, in 2007, I got NASCAR Sim Racing for the PC. That was EA's final NASCAR game for the PC before they shifted to console only. And I enjoyed that game a lot. That also gave me my first exposure into sim racing community. And I ended up getting at Target this $50 Logitech NASCAR racing wheel. And it had no force feedback, it had vibration feedback. So it had a couple vibration motors. It was a bungee cord wheel, which meant it was essentially just a centering spring with a vibration motor. And it was okay, but then I kept on discovering more and more, diving deeper down the rabbit hole. So a year later, I got the Logitech Momo, then I got the Logitech the Logitech Driving Force GT, then the G25, and I used that for about 5 years. And then I started working for Inside Sim Racing in 2014 because Darren poached me because I was looking at starting my own blog. And Darren liked what he read, and he was looking for someone to join the team after Sean left. So I joined, became the head writer, and I enjoyed it a lot, and then realized it might have not been the smartest move to stay, so I left and started SimRacingPaddock. And then since then, it's just been history.
Clear.
This corner is a big challenge for these karts, I guess. These karts are so much fun, though. And it's amazing. These feel totally different than the rental karts. Funny. Is it just me or is racing braking points a little weird? It seems like the GT cars have a mid-corner understeer. I'm not really sure. It is ISI motor based, so I think it has some traits that are somewhat inherent to ISI motor. So I think the feeling in Race Room could be a little more concise, but I don't really think I'm experiencing what you're talking about. I was a Logitech fan back in the day, and also I couldn't afford the other wheels. Yeah, Mad Hacks, I used to be one of Darren's close friends. But yeah, I still remember back in 2013, I spent 2 months researching whether I wanted to get a T500 RS or a Club Sport wheel, the V1. And I spent 2 months like researching, analyzing review comparisons and everything like that. I ended up getting the T500 RS, which is behind me actually. I still have it, and it's a lot of fun, I'll say that. But I do have the Club Sport Wheel V2.5 now. Yeah, Mad Hacks, it's ultimately felt that my future wasn't with ISR, and I left, and Darren, he took that kind of hard, I'll put it that way. This kart is so much fun, though. But yeah, long story short, Darren wanted me to move to Washington. I went up there to scout the area. Basically, John was Darren's second choice to take over ISR. I was the original. I backed out. And yeah. So in an alternate timeline, I would have been the guy running ISR. I just felt it wasn't really the smartest. Funny. Project Cars 2 is a decent sim. In my opinion, the tires might have a little too much bite to them. It feels like the cars stick a little too much, and then when you cross that threshold, when you go over the edge, it really just snaps around. So I think that is not the most authentic, but it still is a bona fide sim. It does a lot of things well. Sure, there are glitches, sure, there are issues, but when push comes to shove, it simulates racing. Funny, that's a tough toss-up. But I prefer more of the content in Assetto Corsa. I honestly just prefer a lot more of that myself. So TM Gaming, you can find more information about that in some of the videos I posted. I did post a video about why I left Inside Sim Racing, where I went into depth about it. It's about a half-hour video though, so it takes a little bit of a investment to watch, but it came down to me realizing that Inside Sim Racing was going down a direction I didn't want to follow. Where back in 2014, Darren was already in talks about selling off the company. And he said that he was planning on selling it to Playseat, which apparently, based on recent evidence, that happened to be the case. If you watch the video of me talking about who Inside Sim Racing got sold to, it looks like, unless something is way different, it was sold to sold to Playseat. And Darren was saying these things like, for example, once this deal goes through, we are no longer going to do Cockpit reviews. And I kind of understood why he was saying that, but at the same time, I just felt that there was a responsibility to the community to do those reviews. And I find it interesting, though, that since Inside Sim Racing was sold, they have only done one cockpit review of the Sparko Evolve, and that was heavily panned. And I think in some ways that was deserved. It seems like the Sparko cockpit does have its flaws, but now seeing that Inside Sim Racing was likely sold to Playseat, there is kind of a conflict of interest. So, TM Gaming, it's sort of yes and no, because consider John and Darren, like, they worked together for over a year before the deal was finalized, and I was realizing some of the elements where when I was at Washington, basically Darren was giving me the spiel of what would happen. He was saying things, for example, like, if you move up to Washington, you're gonna have to sign a non-compete clause, essentially stating that if I worked for Inside Sim Racing and it didn't work out, something fell through, I left, I was fired or something, I could not start a competitor. I could not start a new channel. I could not join a different channel. So basically Darren, he was saying, like, you're not going to screw me over if you move up here. And he was also saying things along the lines of, if you move up here, I'm only going to be able to front about like $250 towards the move. It would cost $3,000 for me to move roughly from Washington, or from California to Washington. So that was a little of a tough pill to swallow, because he was wanting me to essentially uproot my entire life to move up. So it's tricky. But bottom line, I just felt it wasn't the smart move for me. For John, it seems like he's thriving with it, and that's nice. But for me, I just felt it wasn't the right move for me. I wanted to share my vision with the community. Darren, he wanted to share someone else's vision. And yeah, so that's largely why I left. And I mean, hey, it's more channels the merrier. And it's definitely been a fun journey. So I did see a question, Vincent. Do I have a girlfriend? And if yes, does she do sim racing as well? Well, I did have a girlfriend about a year and a half ago. Or wait, no, 2 years ago. So that did not go well. Long story short, she wanted to move way too fast, way too soon. She wanted commitment like months into the relationship. And by commitment, it's like she wanted to get married. This was my first ever girlfriend, and I did not feel comfortable with that. So I told her that. She ended up cheating on me, and that stung a lot. I then tried to forgive her, and it turned messy, and realized it wasn't really worth it. And for now, it's like I'm being patient and not really wanting to have much of that drama right now. But yeah, I did have a girlfriend, and unfortunately, no, she did not sim race, sadly. I never really tried talking her into it, though, because at that point, I was in a time where I was kind of going through depression, burnt out on sim racing, so I almost didn't do any sim racing for like 7 months in that period, and that included part of the relationship. So that was at a point where also SimRacingPaddock went dark for almost a year, and that was just me going through a rough time with depression. But thankfully, I've been working my way out of that, making sure to surround myself with some great friends and company, and just being willing to put myself out there and goof off more. So yeah, when the right woman comes along, I am definitely going to try to get her into sim racing. Just saying. Yeah, thanks, Vince. So, wheel would be a good upgrade from a Logitech G920 under 400. Thrustmaster T300 RS. I've seen them on sale for about 300, so you might want to wait for a sale, because sales Like, they usually are a few times a year, maybe once a month or so. So what I do is I go to the website slickdeals.com, and you can set a notification for keywords, and those keywords you can set up. And for example, you type in Thrustmaster, it'll send you an email or notification every time a Thrustmaster deal pops up. So you could do that, and that's a great way to find deals.
Caution.
Rest in peace, swing.
Caution.
That ring was or that wing was a ripoff. I almost said that ring was a whip-off. I almost went overfoot on you guys. Be very quiet. I'm hunting rabbits. No, it's all good, Fonny. Ack! I'm here for questions. That's my role in the community. If you have questions, I want to help. So guys, feel free to ask me questions. Dang it, there's no starter on this car. So if you stall, you're up a creek. And I'll just give you full disclosure. I've never owned a T300 RS, so I don't know everything about the ins and outs of those wheels. I did drive a TX at Darren Ganji's house when I visited him, and that was a fun wheel, so I'd assume it's the same. It's slightly smoother than the T500 RS, slightly less powerful. Yeah, Paul, that's also a good point. The FeelVR, so we're hearing early news about it. Let's hope it's legit.
Exit looks good.
I can't promise anything, though. That's the tough part. I mean, I did sort of break the news on the wheel, but it was largely just public knowledge that I made into a video. So as of right now, I do not know anything you don't. So let's take it easy with this car. It's cars like this that make me wish that AMS had virtual reality. Yeah, I did hear about the HTC Vive Pro. Odds are one of my friends from church is going to buy it. He's a huge VR nut. But unfortunately, a lot of his virtual reality stuff ended up burning in the California wildfires because, sadly, my friend lost his home, which is tough. But my friend, he's a huge VR nut, so I know he's going to buy more VR stuff. He's not going to let that stop him. Granted, he also just got married, so I don't know if his wife will let him. But one of my friends, he's a pastor at the church I go to. He is a big VR nut, so if he gets the Vive Pro, I might try to talk him into letting me try it out. It's worth a shot. Woo! I love the sound of this car. Yeah, it's definitely a tough situation because over 5,000 homes were destroyed in the wildfires in my area. And if you guys remember, I did a fundraiser to try to raise money for those, some of my friends who lost their homes, including also the lead pastor at my church. And it's always difficult because what more can you do? I mean, you can be there to support them, you can give them a little bit of money, but yeah, it's... And bottom line, a lot of people's lives were affected. I can only do so much to help, but yeah, it's at least every bit helps. Being strong as a community can speak volumes for when tragedies like this occur. But yeah, it's a miracle also that everyone was fine. It's very fortunate the death toll was as small as it was. And it was a crazy situation because my dad, his house almost got destroyed. Literally, if you go a half mile down the road from where he lives, there's destroyed homes, destroyed apartments, and everything. So it's ugh. But yeah, it's times like this when friends really help. But thankfully my dad's house was fine. Okay, let's talk about some more positive driving. So, this car is a lot of fun. I love the sound of this. I love this era Formula One. It's very challenging, but very fun. And also, this is a car where this wheel's smaller rim does help. Oh. But yeah, so this car has a very lively handling to it because it's a shorter wheelbase, I think. And it's a rear engine or mid-engine open wheel racer with not too much aerodynamic grip. This was still when aero grip was just starting. I think it's a Lotus 79 as the first race car to have real ground effects. So these are just wings, no real ground effects or anything. So there isn't too much pushing the car down. You stomp on the loud pedal, the rear end is gonna stand out. Okay, so Fawny, do I think the sim community and the car guy community is different? Yes, there are differences. Sim racing is, and I'll just say, they're not mutually exclusive. Car guys can get into sim racing. Sim racers are car guys, and kind of. But yeah, I enjoy car culture. I mean, I'm not like a drift nut or anything like that. I'm not really big on the street tuners, but I do enjoy good performance cars. I enjoy that a lot. So there is that. I have a friend that does drifting in real life, and he enjoys drifting in Assetto Corsa, so there is some crossover, but there are a little difference. Arsenal, do Sims benefit from SLI? Some do, some don't. SLI, I tend to not really recommend, because I think that a higher performance graphics card, a single card, will outperform an SLI, usually in sim applications. For other games, they tend to be more optimized for SLI. For sim titles, I haven't noticed that nearly as much. So, for example, I think iRacing, they had some issues with SLI. I don't know if those are resolved now, but I know they used to have some issues. R-Factor 2 has SLI issues, I think. And also, one thing to note is, I think it is better, say, to get a card with higher video RAM nowadays in this age of technology. So, consider, if you get two 4GB graphics cards, you're not going to have 8GB of usable video RAM. Those 4GB are kind of going to be used in a redundancy style setup, which is okay for 1080p, but for virtual reality, for triple screens, for 4K, you're going to want more video RAM. But I think that, say, like, spend your money, get a more powerful single graphics card. That is my recommendation. So MotoGP, it's not the series I would choose every time to watch on TV, but I really appreciate the skill that is required. And also, I think they're cool guys. So one of my family friends, the one that I was talking about that might help me make some SRP apparel, he used to make apparel for MotoGP teams. For Ben Spies, he made the shirts. Also for, I think it's Antonio Dovizioso, I apologize if I got his name wrong, he made those shirts as well for the fans. So I have an Antonio, or is it Anthony or Antonio Dovizioso shirt. I have that, I think, in my closet. So I do have those. He also makes team shirts for other teams. He does the shirts for Joe Gibbs Racing, I think Andretti Autosport. He does shirts for Red Dragon, or I think, yeah, Red Dragon Racing or Gainsco. He did that. So it's cool knowing one of my friends has that as a job and making apparel. And he also is very, my friend, so it's kind of sidetracked, but yeah, MotoGP is a fun series, and it's amazing seeing what those guys can do with bikes. Just saying. Fastest car I've driven in real life, that would likely be the Jaguar F-Type. So at Sonoma Raceway, I was at a classic auto event. So similar to, say, like the Pebble Beach Concourse, classic car event. And they had this promotion where you could autocross a couple Jaguars. And there was, I think it was the Jaguar XJR and then the Jaguar F-Type that you could drive around a small autocross course. And that F-Type was a blast. Hey, Dragon, how's it going, man? Oh!
The track limit.
Whoops. Don't die, don't die, don't die. This is so much fun, though, guys. Good Saturday so far. That's always good to hear. Let's do one more lap with this car and track combo. Dang it, I just ground the gears a bit. Hey, Random Call Sign, how's it going, man? Well, we're just talking about life, cars, and all that jazz. TM Gaming, how can you deal with a big failure? Depends on the kind of failure. I don't know if you're talking about sim racing failure, life failure, or whatever. But I'd say if it's one of those kinds of failures, just get over it. I mean, it's kind of tough to say, but I've had moments in my life where I have a failure and I let it take control of my life far too much. So I'd say look at what you did, see what you can learn to improve on that, and then try to move past it. Because realistically, I'm going to use a proverb from the Bible. If you are looking back with your hand at the plow, you are going to not plow straight. You have to keep looking forward, or else you keep on making mistakes. So once you decide, okay, I'm just going to move forward and learn from my mistakes and try to just move on from that, then you can really progress more. But hey, you learn from failure. I mean, you've seen how many times I've hit the wall today. Ram Callsign, you're up late, man. I mean, it's 3:47 p.m. here, so that would make it 1:47 p.m. there? Huh. Johnny! Oh, completely forgot that this was only 5 gears. Okay. This is pretty fun. I think I have some time for one more car track combo. Oh, wait, 23:48? Oh, my time is completely off. Sorry about that. I am out of it today. I still have some cold medicine in my system. So let's see. What's the last thing we should try for tonight? Or today? Oh, the Dakar rally's on today? I didn't realize that. Let's go fast. I'm going fast! Actually, I'll do 2 things. 2 cars. And then I'm done for tonight. Or today. I might do a stream tonight, though. So, I was thinking of doing Kansai, but we're still having issues with that. So, let's see. Imola, good combo. But 2001 or 2016? Let's go with 2001. That was incredibly fast. Oh, Dakar Rally started 5 days ago. Dang. They show the rally every day for a half hour it's on. I wish they would show more. That would be nice. Oh, wait. Robert Bruckner, I guess you subscribed and I didn't see it. Sorry, man. If you're still in, thanks for subscribing. So let's figure something out. Because this has rear flap. So let me map that real quick. And for the TGT, as much as I don't like the size of this rim, the button layout is great on this. It really is good. You can access all the buttons, access the knobs pretty well. So that is something I will give them credit for. It's a great layout. Did I miss the flap? DRS, here it is. Yeah, we'll just do that. Oh, we have the halo on. So I guess we're going to experiment and see how it is to drive with the halo. Dragon, this is Automobilista. This has been around for about like 4 years under different titles. It used to be Game Stock Car, then Game Stock Car 2013, Game Stock Car Extreme, Automobilista. So it's not. Thanks about the shirt. So it's definitely interesting driving with the halo, especially in a simulator. So, as I mentioned in my virtual reality discussion video, one of the nice things about using virtual reality is that you have peripheral vision. And one of the things is, theoretically, like, think about holding your hand in front of your face. You can sort of see through your hand thanks to peripheral vision. With sim racing, you have one focal point exactly looking straight. So that's why the halo in sim racing blocks more of your vision, which is frustrating.
You cut the track.
Whoops. But yeah, I like this a lot. And also, best of all, you can turn off the halo in this, so that's a benefit. Oh, wow, I totally forgot about that. I forgot about that chicane. I guess I'm used to the newer version of Imola. It's so weird driving with this, though, because it really does block your immediate vision. I really hope they get rid of the halo quickly, myself. TM Gaming, I don't think it will be as disturbing with virtual reality. I think there's a version in the Assetto Corsa where they added the halo, so I might do a video talking about that. I know Jimmy Broadbent did, but I think with 2 focal points, it'll be easier to see past the halo, per se. So, as mentioned, imagine holding up your hand like this. You can see past your hand easily due to your peripheral vision and having 2 eyes. So I think in the real world and things like that, it isn't as bad. But with sim racing, I think the issue is exacerbated with only having 1 focal point. Awesome to hear, Dragon Model. I almost totally cut the track again. Yeah, it's interesting though, because I've been friends with Jimmy since about, I think, 2013. So him and I go pretty far back, and yeah, I mean, sure, he does have that crazy persona on camera, and I'd say he is pretty darn down to earth in when off camera. I've never met him in person because I live across the pond, basically on the other side of the world, almost. But yeah, he's a very nice guy. I like him. Gamer Russell is also pretty good, but he supports a crap hockey team. So yeah, that's a little iffy. Spin out!
Yellow flag. Caution.
I meant to do that? So we'll do a couple more laps with this car. Also, after stream ends, guys, why not check out some of my other videos that I've done lately? I've done like 3 or 4 videos this past week, so I think it would be nice to have you guys watch those too. Let me know your thoughts on some of the discussion topics. TM Gaming, I've only done karting twice in real life. Once was with my friend's old kart that was like worn out tires to heck. Then I did a karting school at Sonoma Raceway, and that was a lot of fun, even though I did get wrecked by a guy. But yeah, I've gone karting twice, and that's not counting like Scandia or amusement park go-karts, because I don't really see those as really competitive karts. It carries so much speed there. Yeah, I live a half hour from Sonoma Raceway. So yeah, I'm literally like a half hour, 40-minute drive from there. It's kind of crazy though, because they got dangerously close to being caught up in the big wildfires around here. It ended up being an interesting situation. So essentially, they had the fires, and they called the fire department, and they say, "Oh, we're sorry, we're too caught up with the big fire. No one can come until like 9 a.m." So the so the track maintenance crew had to team up and divert the fire away from the racetrack, and also, namely, away from the race fuel and race teams, because there are like 20 or 30 odd race teams at Sonoma Raceway. Like Flying Lizard Motorsports, they're located out of Sonoma Raceway, so the fires got within like a few hundred feet of them, and that would have burned down their shop and their race cars. So it was great that the team, like that the track maintenance crew, they were able to prevent a major racing catastrophe from happening. So, dream daily driver and dream car as, I don't know what that word is, but favorite daily or dream daily driver car, I would say, maybe a Volkswagen Golf R, slightly modified for more power, but that's a solid four-wheel drive car. Still practical though, and still fun to drive. Could carry more people. I have family in Southern California, but I'm not in SoCal. I'm about 8 hours from Los Angeles. So, Dragon, my daily driver currently is a Mark 6, yeah, I have a Mark 6 white GTI two-door, which I love. It's so much fun. Thank you, Mustard Bun, for subscribing. Thank you for that. But yeah, I have a 6-speed Mark 6 2013 Volkswagen GTI, and it is so much fun. I just recently bought new wheels for it, so yeah. AMS cockpits definitely look great. I mean, look at that carbon fiber texture. So, finish this lap and we'll do one more car track combination. And then I'm gonna call it. Boom. Excuse me. Lamborghini Huracan would be a great car, but not as a daily driver. So, Visaro race seats, oh, those are beautiful. I love the design on those. I've been in talks with Neville Slade, who's the founder of Visaro. He's still saying he wants to send me a cockpit to review. So I'm going to try getting in touch with him next week. Like, him and I have been sort of like on email phone tag for like 6-7 months now. So we'll see if it actually happens, but yeah. Yeah, Large Llama, I think because of the way the Halo works, it in sim racing is worse than it actually is. So let's do one more combo. And what am I going to drive? We'll do, what was it called? So for the last car and track combination we're going to do, we're going to go back to where it began, at the Stock Car Brazil series. And we'll do Interlagos. I'm still working on getting over it. It's difficult for me not to cough right now, but I'm trying to keep from coughing and stuff. But My fever broke last night, and I'm on the tail end, I know. But still a little achy, and that's a pain, but I'll live. So last car and track combination for this stream, guys. This is so much fun, though. I think that FOV is a little close. Except I can't really adjust it, so we're good. Looks good for you. Yeah, I do sound a bit better, at least. I can still tell I still sound a little sick-ish, but I'm improving. That's what matters. The closest I've done to competitive sim racing leagues is the sim racing system in Assetto Corsa, and I actually won one championship in there so far. I haven't won a race in sim racing system yet, but I've actually won a championship, go figure. So yeah, I won the championship with the Ferrari SF15T. Came down to the final race, but I ended up winning the championship. McLaren Senna P15. I think it's kind of ugly, yeah, but still it's going to be a heck of a fun car. But yeah, it is an ugly car. My favorite McLaren is still the F1. Very understated supercar, but oh, it's a beauty.
Yellow flag.
Yes, I can drift, bro. Well, I guess we have heat in the tires now. Such a bumpy track. McLaren 720, yes, it's a good looking car, but still, I just prefer the lines of the F1 myself. I got to see a McLaren F1 in person a few years back, and oh my god, it's so freaking beautiful. Such a beautiful car. I would just love the opportunity to drive one someday. Yeah, Dragon, I'll see what I can do. I don't have cable, though, unfortunately. Awesome to hear, TM Gaming. I wish you luck in that. I still remember my first season in iRacing, and I was like, I progressed all the way from rookie to A-class oval in one season, and I ended up winning A-class championship for the rookie division. So I was kind of proud of myself until I realized there were only 3 cars in that division. Fair enough, Ramcall son, fair enough. But yeah, so it's interesting because driving this car at this track really does bring you back to where Reiza Studios really began. Because Reiza Studios, they started off making mods for R Factor. They had, it was the Formula Classic, which was based off of the McLaren MP4 8, I believe. And it was Senna's old McLaren, and it was an amazing car. Really well done in R Factor. And then Reiza decided to make their own title, and they got the license for the Stock Car Brazil Championship. And they started off with that, a handful of Brazilian tracks, and then they started growing the car and track roster slowly but surely until it has some amazing content. And it's pretty awesome, I gotta say that. And it turned into going from some obscure Brazilian simulator title to becoming one of the best bang for the buck sims. This is one of the only titles I can think of that has nearly every era from Formula 1 from the 60s up. It doesn't have the 50s or down, but it has the 60s, 70s, 80s, 90s, thousands, and the 10s. So it's pretty awesome. And it's just amazing seeing how far it's come. And I'm happy about that. It's awesome seeing studios grow. Random call sign. This does not have default VR. Apparently there's an application called VorpX or something like that, where you can sort of shoehorn in virtual reality support into DX9 titles. I haven't tried it out yet though, but I've been hearing good things about it. Excuse me. So what are my hopes for F1 2018? A, an option to turn off the halo. B, virtual reality. That would be nice. C, maybe having analog clutches or being able to remap the clutch. I don't remember having that option in F1 2017. I could be wrong though, but that's nice. Option 4, maybe having a more fleshed out career mode. Maybe seeing the career mode where drivers retire and are replaced with others. That could be a cool touch. I haven't seen something like that since like NASCAR Thunder 2004 or something like that. So that could be a nice touch to make the F1 career experience more authentic. Hey Ram Call Son, you have a good one, man. But yeah, those are some of the things I'd like to see. Better optimized. Codemasters titles are okay, but sometimes they aren't well optimized. So there are quite a few things I wish. A stretch wish that likely will never happen is I'd love to see support series. Maybe Formula 4, Formula 3, progress in those and move your way up the ladder to F1. Why not? Could be fun. But alas, that likely won't happen because that would take more work than I bet they would want to do. But bottom line, I think F1 2018 will be a good game. I'm excited to see what will happen. And also better physics. I think that would be cool. But yeah, guys, I'll do one more lap after this, and then I'm gonna call it. Wrap up the stream. But yeah, Automobilista. If you haven't tried it already, what the heck is stopping you? It's definitely, in my opinion, one of the best bang for the buck titles. It's incredibly versatile in terms of content it has. You will have a ton of fun. I guess I'm not going to do a last lap. But yeah, 2018 Sims, also, it will be having F1 2018 most likely. We'll have likely more news about GTR 3. I'm not certain, but I might guess that Assetto Corsa 2 might be announced this year. I don't know for certain, but I'm guessing that. So let's watch some replay. But yeah, I guess that Assetto Corsa 2 might be announced this year. But I think 2018 is going to be more of an evolution year for Sims. We're going to likely see iRacing evolve more with the announcement of AI and other features like that. We're going to see R Factor 2 evolve further. They're going to do overhauls on their graphics engine and likely incremental upgrades to physics, hopefully more cars, hopefully we'll see more mods coming to R Factor 2. But yeah, I think this might be a relatively quiet year for sim racing. I'd love to be proven wrong. I'd love to see a lot more stuff. But yeah, I mean, I think it's going to be a good year for sim racing when it's all said and done. But yeah, in with the new, and I guess we're going out with the old with Automobilista. Great game. It's had so much done to it. It's a great title, and you'd be like, they've done an incredible amount of work to evolve this engine until it's truly something of their own. And I'm excited to see what they're going to do with their next title, because with DirectX 11, with VR, with all this content they already have and everything like that, it's going to be a lot of fun, I think. And we'll see what happens, but I'm optimistic. I'm excited to see what is going to happen with Automobilista. And yeah, so, or not Automobilista, Reiza's next title. So it's going to be a great title. See you later, Fanny. But yeah, so it's crazy thinking that the final major update for Automobilista is now done. It's end of development, so hopefully soon we'll see new information on the next title. But yeah, if you haven't already, give this a try. Support them. It's an incredible title. They've poured so much work into it, and it really shows in the quality of this content. I mean, what other title do you have? 2017 F1, 2015 F1, 2012 F1, 2004 F1, 1995 F1, 1988 F1, 1975 F1, 1967 F1. And that's just a small taste of the content. V8s, V8 supercars, prototypes, Porsche, Formula V, off-road, some of the best karts available, Formula 3, road cars, V8 super trucks. There's just so much. It's just, yeah. This is what sim racing should be. All this content available, and you can just have a lot of fun. And I'm really hoping all of this content will be carried over to the next title. If all this content is carried over, converted to DirectX 11 with VR, I'm going to be in sim racing heaven. But yeah, guys, I'm going to wrap up this stream. Thank you for watching. And again, I recommend you try out Automobilista. A lot of fun, and I think you would enjoy it a lot. So you can buy Automobilista from Steam. Let's check something real quick. I want to give you an accurate figure. So let's turn on display capture. So let's go to the store. Let's see if it shows me the price. So I guess it is currently... So for Automobilista and the season pass for all DLC, it is $41.98. So that is a little on the pricier side, but you just saw all of that content they have. And my opinion for this is it's an incredible deal. So much available, and it's, yeah. So I recommend this, guys, and I think you'll have a lot of fun. But for now, I am going to sign out. Need to do a few things, but for now, I wish you the best day or night wherever you are. And yeah, so you guys have a great day. Stay tuned for some future streams.